Okay, so here we are at our 7.5-inch spacing. We have the 90,000 plant population over here to my right, and the 120,000 to my left. And it's very hard this time of year to tell the difference in these two situations. We did see it very early in the year. We did see, again, canopy closure is very important for soybeans, especially in Oklahoma. We did plant this into some residue, but it was old sorghum residue, so it wasn't like wheat residue to where we had a complete ground cover. We had kind of semi-complete ground cover, about 50-50 ground cover. So getting an early canopy to be able to lock in that moisture, close off that lower canopy so we can lock in some of that humidity, and allow those soybean plants to have a more friendly environment, less hospitable environment is always a promising thing. We do see here, and if you take a look at these 7.5-inch, especially of the 120, we do see that it almost looks like just a smattering of plants periodically. We get very large spacing in between our plants, both in the row and between rows, because we not only have to work with it is more narrow between the two rows, but we're looking more at usually diagonals between the two plants. So a lot higher canopy closure. We closed canopy very early in the season. I think within 45 days of emergence that the 120 was canopied, and I think at least by 60 days the 90,000 was complete canopy closure. And so we're talking complete canopy closure usually occurs around 75% of like a Canopeo rating, because then it's hard to detect that soil in between those rows. So about 75 or so percent canopy closure in between these two, either at 45 or 60 days. So really early canopy closure. The one challenge that this is going to bring is potential disease, because this canopy did close so early. If we have hot, humid conditions and we have spores present, it's kind of a breeding ground for diseases in these conditions, or in this row spacing, especially at 120,000, because you have just a lot of susceptible tissue, and you're holding in that humidity and creating a much better environment for those diseases to thrive in. And then again, at the end of the year, when we're talking about moving air here to help dry down the plant, this is going to be a lot more challenging to really get air flowing through here. The air can weave through the pockets, but we're not going to get as much moisture kind of pulled out of these rows and off into the atmosphere if that wind really can't tunnel through.